To welcome to the stage all the way from Miami, Florida, living in New Orleans now. Make some noise for Christopher goddamn motherfucking Anthony. Corey's like, professional comedians don't use notes. I'll tell you 2 reasons I do. One, I was actually in a really bad car accident when I was younger, which causes me to have short-term memory issues. The worst thing about having to tell people that is having to tell them usually 10 to 12 minutes later because they didn't fucking believe me the first time I told them and they want to test the mic. The second reason is because what I do every show, I show up a little early, I get a feel for the crowd, and I curate what I'm saying based on what I think you guys are really going to enjoy. So every time I do a set, it's always different because the crowd's always different. Anyway, you don't have to applaud for any of that, that's fine. No big deal. I only made this specifically for you. It's no big deal. All right, so first and foremost, let me clear something up real quick. I'm not gay. I'm from Miami. Most of us look like this, which is funny to say because Shep is also from Miami, but she's gay. Anyway, a lot of people don't believe me when I tell them that. By people, I mean my mom. My mom refuses. I was actually a senior in high school, true story. I was dating a girl, Susanna Lopez. Anyway, just putting her full name out there because she's kind of a bitch. Look her up. Anyway. So my mom didn't believe, and she thought Susanna was a friend of mine who was just trying to put on a show. So this is true. I'm 17 years old. Susanna comes by my house, and my mom's like, then why don't you make out with him? And I didn't realize my mom's just into some fucked up fetish shit, so that was weird. But I could understand her concern because I grew up and I took longer to brush my hair than both of my sisters. I prefer peeing sitting down because I don't like the splashy sound. It makes me very nervous. So I have an older sister and a younger sister. I'm Puerto Rican, born in New York. Those two things come together to let you know, grew up with no dad. Anyway, you've seen the documentaries. We'll move on. So because of that, my mom was super concerned. She's the homophobic one, not me. Anyway, so she was really concerned because she was just like, I just want a man. I want to raise a man, one who will stay here and share this address. Anyway, so this is also true. My mom was so concerned. So I was 11, 12, and my mom found my sister's Barbie dolls in my room. And she was so scared. So she took all the Barbie dolls and got me G.I. Joes. And it was so difficult for me to masturbate to G.I. Joes. Her plan backfired tremendously. If you don't know anything about G.I. Joes, it's a shitload of dudes. But the Cobra Commander has a mirror mask and a jacket, so I'm just like, that's a woman. That's a woman. Just fucking figure this shit out. Let's do this. Speaking of Barbie, I know the movie's out, but do you guys know that they're actually putting out a divorce Barbie? She comes with all of her accessories and all of Ken's accessories. It's amazing. She won them all. That's how it works out here. And then they have a San Francisco Ken, but he just comes with all of Barbie's accessories. It's very popular. Glitter backpack, roller skates, all that shit. People love it. It's good. Anyway, back to the whole thing about me not being gay. Anyway, so I'm from Miami, moved here from Miami, born in New York. None of that's a lie. Trying to keep my whole things, accurate. Miami, if you've never been there, Miami, one of the best games you could possibly play is called Stripper or Realtor. It's really fun. What you do is you go to any coffee shop between 1:30 and 4, look at some hot woman and you're like, stripper or realtor? Stripper. Look, cheat code, both. Most of the time, because what do you do when you have a 12-year gap in your resume? You're like, I'm gonna sell houses, fuck this. Look at this, now look at me. This is my card, call me, let's do this. You have money. I know you do, Jack. But does your wife? Okay, all right, Miami, we're good. Now, going back to the whole gay community, I always admired, there's a part of Fort Lauderdale called Wilton Manors, okay? You go to Fort Lauderdale, you go to Wilton Manors, you will see, I don't care what you're into, you will see some of the most gorgeous men on the fucking planet in Wilton Manors. You won't find any litter on the ground at all. Everybody has a brand new washed car, and they all smell like they just showered 2 hours ago, minimum, okay? All the beautiful fragrances of cologne. So growing up, I was in the Fort Lauderdale area, and I would see these guys, and I grew up admiring them, and I'm just like, man, aside from the whole like dick sucking thing, what can I do? Because I'm looking at them, they have nice clothes, they look good, they just got their hair cut 2 days before, every fucking day, doesn't matter what day it is. And I'm like, what do they do that allows them to have that? And then I'm like, they don't date women. Anyway, we'll move along. That's why they're like, you don't date a woman and we both have shit? What? Let's do this. All right, and we're good. I do love when I see attractive gay men because it's one more reason that women have to settle for men that look like me. So I think the gay game should be on point. Raise your standards, and women, lower yours a little bit. Give me a chance. Come on. Yeah. I'm short, but only vertically. All right, we're moving. It's good. It's good. I'm all for gender-neutral bathrooms. Hate to get super woke here. Hear me out. I'm all for gender-neutral bathrooms because I think straight people should be able to do what gay people have been doing for years. You know what I mean? Saving money on hotel. You know, it's just like, I was gonna pee and then call an Uber. Maybe we go back to my hotel, but like, I could just pee and fuck you in the same room? This is, what? Give me like a 6-minute head start, okay? I just need perfume. Right here, right here, right here. And then just do the knock and you just come right in. T-Ray knows all about secret knocks. Anyway, we're good. I'm what they call metrosexual, which at first I thought was weird because I've never had sex on public transit. Who fucks on a bus? You know what I mean? Like, are you getting off here? Because I'm about to. No? All right, I'm almost done with the whole why I'm not gay jokes. Just 2 more. Here we go. So, are there any football fans here tonight? Yes? Yes? Cool. All right. So this is a true conversation that happened, okay? I'm at Hooters, like a real fucking man. Anyway, and I'm with my friends. And I am watching the one TV screen that has women's beach volleyball. Because what is more heterosexual than seeing beautiful, fit women in swimsuits doing this with sand for like 2-3 hours, right? Amazing. My friends are watching football. And they actually get on my shit and are like, you see, that's why everybody thinks you're gay. Because you don't watch football. And I'm just like, fellas, let's think about this for a second. So you think that I'm gay because I don't like to get together with men and go to bars that are filled with men. And all those men are looking at TV screens of men. The men in those TV screens are grabbing other men to get their balls. They want their fucking balls so bad. I have not watched much football, but here's what I've heard. I've heard penetrating deep into the tight end. I've heard chasing down a wide receiver. I've heard posting up for a fullback. All these men wear pads, that's fine. My little sister wears pads, that's fine. No big deal. They get to the end and they dance, as well as white men can. They dance, but not too long because that costs too much money. They did it so much they had to fucking find them. Stop it, Greg. Fucking stop it. They shower together and they congratulate each other by slapping each other on the ass. Okay, whoa. Now, if that is not hetero enough for you, there's a version of this sport that you can enjoy from the privacy and the comfort of your own home. It's called fantasy. Fantasy football. You want to play fantasy football? You gotta know a lot more about those men. How tall is he? How much does he weigh? What school did he go to? What's his favorite position? No, like the one he's like really good at. Also, how is he feeling right now? Check his fucking Twitter. How is he emotionally and physically? Because I got $400 on that motherfucker, all right? I just ruined football for all of you. My apologies, but that was my defense. And then you have boxing. Real quick, let's talk about boxing, all right? Two guys who fucking hardly know each other. What's the beef? Chill out, guys. Obsessed with their weight. Step on the scale, look down at it. Oof. Too heavy. Too heavy. Lose some fucking weight. You have a weak bitch. Anyway, they are united by what? A ring. Okay. They show up in their fucking underwear, wearing tall fucking boots, beautiful robe they only wear for 35 seconds, throw it, right? Why are these men fighting? What do they want? They want a purse, and they want a shiny fucking belt. And they will beat the fuck out of each other for it. Doesn't even match their outfit. What the fuck? So they tussle a little bit with these like padded gloves. Also don't match their fucking boots. Anyway, they get sweaty. They get tired. And you know what they decide? Let's just fucking hug for like 20 seconds. What do you want to do? Let's just do it. Look, I'm sweaty, you're sweaty. Look, last time I leaned back, you went on me. This time, you lean back, I want to just be on you for a little while. And you know what the worst part of this? This other guy, who apparently works at fucking Foot Locker, right? Gets between these two men trying to work out their demons. And separates them. Why? Why, Raul? Why? Okay. I'm done with all the why I'm not gay jokes. You guys, okay, we're moving along. Here we go. I think my grandma watches me masturbate. Yeah, you were in the bathroom. Rewind real quick. I think my grandma watches me masturbate, which I realize now is a very, very awkward way of saying I believe in ghosts. You know what I mean? Like, at first you guys thought because of my mom with the makeout thing, and then you're like, oh, what, kinky. All right, anyway. Yeah, so that kind of like indicates to me, like, I don't really know how to talk. Like, I'm really bad with communication, unless I'm holding a microphone, then I'm a fucking king. Anyway, here's how I know I'm bad with communication. So I'm hanging out with my friends, and my friend Dan just goes ahead and chimes out to all the other guys. You know what, guys? I'm not ashamed to say it. I like to fuck big girls. Okay, and in the days of like Lizzo and pre-cocaine Adele, that's a cool thing to say, right? Everybody just like applauds him, and they're like, yeah, that's awesome. Okay, now, I'm 5'7" on a good day with thick shoes. He says, I like to fuck big girls, everyone cheers. I say I like to fuck little girls. No one answers my calls. You know what I mean? I didn't say underage. I didn't say young. I said little. I'm not going to walk around with a fucking step stool to make out with a woman who's 6'2". That's not my thing. But I realize now I should have said like short, petite, you know, something like that. Word choice. It's a lesson in word choice. And now you know. It's hard dating. He was saying before that I don't do drugs. I also don't drink. I'm not straight edge. I'm not here to preach. Have you heard the good news about sobriety? I don't give a fuck. I'm in a bar. I just don't drink, okay? And it's hard to meet women when you don't drink, because most evening things, except for church youth groups, anyway, most evening things have alcohol involved. And I don't know if you know this, but going to a bar or a club when you don't drink is like going to a playground when you don't have a fucking kid. You know what I mean? It's like which one's yours? None of them. None of them. I just really like this park, and That one on the swing, I just like the wind. I just like seeing the wind go through their hair. Please don't call the police. So you go to a bar, right, and I'm just there, and a girl's talking to me. Obviously, she approaches me. Why wouldn't she? Anyway, so she's just like, what are you drinking? And I'm like, Red Bull. True story, can's right there. Red Bull. And she's like, Red Bull and what? I'm like, Red Bull and ice? I don't know. And then she looks at me as though I just put something in her fucking drink because there's nothing in mine. Which I know is her way of saying, like, you would remember all of our conversation, wouldn't you? And then if we went home, either house, you would just, or the bathroom, because gender neutral, callback. Anyway, you would know the entire evening. It's like, yeah. Bye. So this is a true story that happened. I'm at a nightclub in Miami, because that's really all there is. It's nightclubs, strip clubs, and you can't tell the difference because of what the women wear. Anyway, so I am deep into a conversation with this woman, and then finally she is so charming, she's like, I'm gonna get another drink, and then she goes like, what do you want? I'm like, okay, cool. And I'm just like, I don't know, just ginger ale. She's like, ginger ale and what? I'm like, just ginger ale. She like pauses the fucking bartender, does this, and says, I want you guys to know this happened. I'm not saying this because it's funny, I'm saying it because it's true. She turns to me after telling the bartender, go away you. And she says, look, it's not my place to tell you how to live your life, but I don't think you should be in a bar because you're obviously an alcoholic. I try to interject, and she does this fucking thing that you like see women do where she puts her finger, which smelled like ass, but she puts her finger over my mouth when I'm trying to tell her, no, I just don't drink. I just, she's like, I have made promises to my friends and to my family that I would never get involved with another alcoholic. It was too much for me, and it's too much for them. And she's like, I don't care how cute you are. I just can't. I can't do this. And she like leaves, right? And I'm just sitting there thinking like, you thought I was cute? Like, why didn't you just start? Fuck it, I'll drink. What do you want? I got you. Whatever you need. So let me just tell you real quick, this whole not drinking thing, right? Because the second I tell people I don't drink, like they show up with a fucking clipboard and a stool and a couch and shit, and they're like, let's talk about it. Look, people always assume when I say I don't drink that like my mom or my dad or me, like we all had some like horrible drinking problem, okay? I just don't like the taste of alcohol. Like that's it. It's just that simple. I'm that weird fucking douche guy, whatever. What's weird though is that I also don't eat mayonnaise. No one else? No one else cares about their fucking heart? Okay, cool. Just you. Great. I don't eat mayonnaise, but that's because my dad beat the fuck out of me with a mayonnaise jar. Just like all through my childhood. Started with glass, Hellmann's was smart, they moved to plastic, and then sometimes he just threw those packets at my face and they cut me right here. I'm kidding, but like no one, I never am out there and I'm like, no, I'll just do no mayonnaise, and my friends are never like, do you want to talk about this mayonnaise situation? Like, is there some deep-seated issues with this? It's like, no, anyway. You guys weren't digging that, that's fine. I'm bad at communication, like I said. I'm on a date, and this girl is just like, I'm so upset. Guys are so obsessed with body count, and I'm like, look, as long as she's like pretty and fun and ambitious, I don't care how many men she's killed. Like, fuck that. It's New Orleans, it's a dangerous city. Sometimes you just preemptively stab people, you're worried. And bury that shit in the past. No point in digging that up. You guys like puns? Bury that. I'm not digging it up. Okay, cool. I'm on a date and it's not going too well, and I want to give you guys a little fun tip. Men, women, single, married, fuck it. If they're not here, do it to them. So I order a pina colada. It's South Florida. Why not? I order a pina colada, virgin. I'm not a liar. And I order a drink for her. Now, drinks come with cherries. Cherries come with stems. The date is not going well, so I bet her $20 that she could not tie the cherry stem in a knot with her tongue. I will tell you, I lost $20, but I gained 6 minutes of peace and fucking quiet, and it was amazing. Worth it, so good. Try it at home. I was on a date and I knew off the bat it was not gonna go well. It was not gonna lead to sex. We weren't gonna fuck because she had like a very unique form of birth control, and she just made it very clear. Like some women, like they have like a guidance counselor amount of condoms, right? Like they have to put their phone in their pocket because their purse is just full of condoms anyway. Some women have like the IUD, like the booby trap that eats away the tip of your dick, you know? The doctor said you wouldn't feel it. Bitch, I feel it, it hurts! And some women have like the anti-zombie fluid on their arm in the form of Depo-Provera. I know you're like, this guy knows all about birth control. Maybe. I knew we weren't gonna have sex because she tried this new form of birth control, which consisted of her showing me pictures of her 6 different cats. And I'm just like, okay, cool. Thanks for saving me the time. There's no need for dessert. We're good here, thank you. And they all sleep on the bed? Sweet, that's good. Feel like I just offended some cat women. My apologies. Now here's the worst. Women are more known for this, but now guys are getting into it. The worst is when you're on a date and they pull the lever of a fucking slot machine and they're like, what sign are you? I mean, I know what it is, but you tell me, because no matter what you say, I'm gonna be like, I knew it. Now the problem is, when that happens, you just, and you can win and you can lose, and even though there's 12 signs, you have like a 1 in 8 chance of just the date being ruined, because the second you tell her, Sagittarius, she's not thinking about you. No. She is thinking about every fucking Sagittarius she has ever interacted with in her entire life. Date could be going well and she's just like, Sag. Oh. Like you just lost a fucking game show. Like, I dated a Sagittarius. Stole money from my purse, never fucking worked, lived in his aunt's basement, and kicked my dog. So I'm sorry. But you're not gonna make it to round 2, my apologies. It's fine. It's the worst when people ask, what sign are you? I'm not a very good listener. What you say isn't what I hear. So like I was on a date and the girl said, you know, I grew up in the right kind of family where I was taught that I should be treated like a Disney princess. And I said, look, I don't know that I like you enough to kill both of your parents. Like that's a weird thing to ask me. This is like our 3rd date. I've seen enough Disney movies to know that life doesn't truly begin until you're an orphan. You know what I mean? Like that's, and then come the jewels, the fame, and the kingdom, but first, gotta kill his fucking parents. Am I right, Menendez brothers? Anyway, let's move along. But that is true. Sometimes I try and use wit. It doesn't work out well because some girls are just like, I listen to murder podcasts, and that triggered some things. And I'm like, that's cool, because you just told me you listen to murder podcasts, and that triggered some things. So we're done here. We're done. A few more jokes, I'll get out of here. You guys are having a good time, so am I. My ex, spoiler alert, accused me of smothering her. And I get it. Sometimes in relationships, you get too close, you get uncomfortable, whatever. But as far as I'm concerned, it was a really small pillow. You know what I mean? Like, why does she have 12 of them? Like, what the fuck does she expect me to do? I'm gonna use one of them, right? Most of those are for the cats. But there was one with no hair on it. And I'm like, let's make some magic happen. I was dating another girl. Again, I don't really know how this whole sexy thing works. And she's like, I'm not gonna give you roadhead ever again unless you drive, because that was fucking insane. You know what I mean? No risk, no reward is what I was thinking. Women, where are you at? Please make some noise. Where are you guys all at? This. Come on, can I get responses? Someone in the back. You can. Yes, you're alive. You're responsive. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay, great. Could you guys not do that thing during sex where you're like, deeper, deeper, deeper. First of all, not very encouraging. Second of all, it's a dick. It's not like the Star Wars franchise. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, did you think that was all the dick I had? There's like 3 more episodes of dick. You're gonna love these. I have a tattoo halfway down my dick that says to be continued. Most women never even notice. Then I have all this leftover dick. Did you want more dick? Imagine this. Imagine you're there naked with this dude and he's getting into you pretty deep and he's like, shallower, shallower. I want to hit a wall. Does it ever end? How many kids have you had?
Yep.
That's what it feels like when you got dig deeper, deeper. It makes me feel like I'm not enough, you know? And it just triggers some things because I was with a Leo and she, ridiculous. This guy's referencing other jokes. What's going on here? All right, finally, here we go. Be careful what you say in the bedroom, okay? I get it. Look, everybody's trying to kink it up, get intense. Look, be careful what you say in the bedroom. I'm laying in bed with my lady. My lady, in case you guys did not hear the first fucking part of my set. Lady! I'm laying in bed with my lady, and she whispers to me, first of all, why are you whispering? Are we on film? Like, it's a bedroom, not a library. Speak up! She whispers to me, she says, I want you to make me feel violated. Did you hear that in the back? Yeah. Okay. So I did what I thought any man would do, given the situation. I tied her hands to the headboard. I tied her feet to the footboard. I put a gag in her mouth. And then I looked through her cell phone. And she was all like, no, no, no. I felt very successful. Apparently, she was into some like 50 Shades of Grey kind of shit. I thought 50 Shades of Grey was porn for the elderly because it makes fucking sense. You know, 50 Shades of Grey, fuck that. Anyway, apparently she was into something else, which Matthew knew all about. Is Matthew here this evening? No? No Matthew? Great, because you're a Libra and it was never gonna fucking work out. You guys have been great, thank you so much.
Keep it going for Grand Theft Auto's own Christopher Anthony, ladies and gentlemen.